Hello everyone. So I'm going to solve few questions for aptitude bootcamp. This is the session 1 and there are 20 questions that I'll be solving here, and you guys are supposed to go through all the questions, solve them and then check the solution. So the first question is, find the value of x if the number 58215 x237 is divisible by 11. So we'll use divisibility rule of 11 and we'll mark them as odd and even position numbers. So we have 7 plus 2 plus 5 plus 2 plus 5 minus 3 plus x plus 1 plus 8. Make sure that you are doing odd minus even. So let's just add them. 7 plus 2, 9 plus 5, 14, 16, 5, 21 minus 9, 3, 12 minus x. That is 9 minus x should be a multiple of 11, right? If we want this number to be divisible by 11, then 9 minus x has to be 0 or multiple of 11. So if I put x equals to 9, then this number will be divisible by 11. So the value that x can take is 9. Let's move to next question. How many different values can x take if the number 2506x8 is divisible by 8? So divisibility rule of 8 says that we need to look at last 3 digits. That is 6. x8 has to be divisible by 8. Now let's check it. So we can write this thing as 600 plus 10x plus 8. Let's divide each part individually by 8. So this gives us 8 7s are 56, 8 5s are 40. So the remainder is 0 here, remainder is 0 here. Here we are getting remainder as 2x. So this 2x has to be divisible by 8. That means x can take 4 or x can take, so x can take 0, x can take, so not, so they are asking how many different values. So x can take 0, x can take 4, x can take 8. So these are the 3 values that x can take, for which 10x divided by 8 is divisible by 8. That means 3 values, that is option number 3. Next question is, if the number 425x36 is divisible by 72, find the value that x can assume. Now for 72, we know that we can split this number. So don't split it as 24 into 3 or something like that. We'll split it as 9 into 8 because 9 and 8 both are co-primes to each other. Now a number is divisible by 72 if it is divisible by both 9 and 8. We have this number. So the number is 425x36. Let's first apply divisibility rule of 9, that is sum of digits. So 4 plus 5 is 9, 6 plus 3 is 9. That means x plus 2 has to be either 0 or 9 or 18. Now it can't take value of 18 because the maximum value that x can take will be 9. So it can't take 0 because x is a positive number. So it can't take minus 2. So the only possibility is x plus 2 equals to 9. That gives us x equals to 7. Now since this is the only value, so we need to check whether this 736 is divisible by 8 or not. So 8 9 is 72, 8 2 is 16. So it is divisible by 8 as well. So the value that x can take is 7. Next question is, if 8537 x54 is divisible by 3, how many values can x take? Now please make sure that you are reading question properly. It is asking for how many values, right? Divisible by 3, so we'll apply divisibility rule of 3. 8537 x54, 5 plus 4 is 9, ignore it. 7 plus 3 is 10, take a single digit value which is 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, 6 plus 8 is 14, take a single digit value, that is 5. So 5 plus x has to be divisible by 3. So x can take values 1, 4, 7 and 10 and so on. Since x is a single digit value, so x can take these 3 values, 1, 4 and 7. So x can take 3 values. So the answer to this question is 3. Next is, what is the remainder when the number 5821x59x243 is divided by 11? So let's write these number 5821, x59, x243. Let's mark odd and even position numbers or digits, and then let's club them. So 3 plus 2 plus 9 plus x plus 2 plus 5 minus 4 plus x plus 5 plus 1 plus 8. Now if I subtract them, so 3 plus 2, 5 plus 9, 14 plus 2, 16 plus 5, 21 plus x minus 8 plus 1, 9 plus 5, 14 plus 4, 18 minus x. That is 3. X and x will cancel out. So the number which is left is 3. 3 divided by 11 gives us remainder as 3. So this number divided by 11 will give us remainder as 3. They are asking for remainder. So the remainder that we will get is 3. See, there are two x's which are cancelling out. So one is on the odd side, one is on the even side, and they will cancel out each other. Next question. If the number 3422213xy is divisible by 99, find the values of x plus y. So this number is divisible by 99. We can split this 99 as 9 into 11. Let's check for divisibility rule of 9. So 3 plus 4, 7 plus 2, 9, ignore it. 2 plus 2, 4 plus 1, 5 plus 3, 8. So we have 8 plus x plus y. It should be either equal to 0 or 9 or 18 or 27. Now it can't have 27 because 27 is possible only if we have 3 9s. Since one number is only 8, so we can't have 27. Now we can take value 18. So if 8 plus x plus y is 18, that gives us x plus y equals to 10. Now what all values it can take? So x, let's create a table. So 9 and 1, 8 and 2, 7 and 3, and 6. So what it is asking? Find the values of x plus y it is asking. So we don't have to find x and y, so it's not needed. X plus y we have 10. Let's check for 11 as well. So in case of 11, if I mark them as odd and even digits, so odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even and odd, that is y plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 minus x plus 1 plus 2 plus 4. That is y plus 10 minus x minus 7 should be divisible by 11. That is should be equal to 0, 11, 22, 33 and so on. So we have y minus x plus 3 equals to 0 or 11 or 22 or 33 and so on. Now the maximum value that y minus x can take is 9, where y is 9 and x is 0. So 9 plus 3 is 12. So we cannot take these two values. So it can be y minus x plus 3 equals to either 0 or 11. That gives us y minus x equals to minus 3, or y minus x is equal to 11 minus 3, that is 8. So these two possibilities are there. Now if I have x plus y equals to 10, can I get y minus x equals to minus 3? I can easily get y minus x equals to minus 3 by taking some values like or let's check for this first. So we can assume y as 9 and x as 1. 9 minus 1 gives us 8 and 9 plus 1 gives us 10. So this x plus y equals to 10 satisfies both 11 and 9. So we can say that this can take this value. Anyway, since there are only 5 options and you have x plus y equals to 10, so you don't have to even check for 11. Just mark 10 and move ahead. Next question. The difference between a 2-digit number and the sum of its digit is always a multiple of. So 2-digit number, let's say it is xy. So we can write this thing as 10x plus y. So 10x plus y plus sum of its digits, that is x plus y, is equal to 11x. Oh sorry, the difference between a 2-digit number and sum of its digits, that is minus x minus y. So we have 9x plus 0. Now 9x, that means it is always a multiple of 9. That is option number 2. Next, if the 8-digit number 5668x25y is divisible by 48, find the least value of x plus y. Okay, so this number is divisible by 48. We do not have any divisibility rule of 48, but we know that 48 can be written as 16 into 3. That means, and 16 and 3 are co-prime to each other. So if the number is divisible by both 16 and 3, then the number is divisible by 48. So let's check divisibility rule of 3 first. So sum of digits 7 plus 8, 15, we can ignore all of it. 6 plus 6 we can ignore. So we have 5 plus x plus y. It should be divisible by 3. That is, it should take value either 0 or 3 or 6 or 9 or 12, 15, 18 and 21 and 24. So 24 is not possible, so let's ignore it. 0 is not possible, 3 is not possible because we already have a 5. So it can be either 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 and 21. That gives us x plus y equals to either 1, 4, 7, 10, 13 or 16. Now these are the values which x plus y can take. We are looking at the least possible value, but we have 16 as well. So we have x25y should be divisible by 16. Now if you look at these options, we have 10, 9, 8 and 7. So we can ignore 1 and 4. So either 7, 10, 9 and 8 are already not there. So we can have either 7 or 10. Now if I look at this number, so this is, we can write this thing as 100x plus 25 or 250 plus y. Now since this number is divisible by 16, so it should be divisible by 2, 4, 8 and 16. If it is divisible by 2, that means y can take 0, 2, 4, 8 and 6. If it is divisible by 4, that means y can take 52 or 56. So y can take only two values, either 2 or 6. That gives us multiple options for x. So if y is 2, x can take either 5 or x can take 8, right? If y is 6, if we take x plus y equals to 7, then x can take 1. If we are taking it as 10, then x can take 4. So these are the 4 possible values that we have. Now since this number is divisible by 8 as well, so 2, 5, 2 and check for 2, 5, 6. So if I divide this thing by 8, 8 3 are 24, but it is not divisible. So 2 is not possible, so we can ignore these two things. That means, let's check for this as well. 8 3 are 24, 8 2 are 16. So this is possible. So it is either 16 or 46. Again, x plus y can be 7 or 10. We are still not very clear, but we are clear with one thing, that y is equal to 6. So now we are left with 100x plus 256. For x we have two options, either it is 1 or it is 4. So it is either 100 plus 256, that is 356 divided by 16. 16 to 32. 36 is not divisible by 16, so that means this is not divisible by 16. So the value which is possible is 4 and 6. That gives us 4 plus 6 equals to 10. So the correct answer is 10. So x plus y will take 10, and we can also tell what is x and what is y. X is 4 and y is 6. Now you can check whether 56884 is divisible by 48 or not. So that is something which you can do it using calculator and everything. So this question says, the remainder of 5x plus 4y and 4x plus 5y when divided by 9 are 4 and 5 respectively. Find the remainder of x minus y divided by 9. So we have 5x plus 4y equals to 9a plus 4. We have 4x plus 5y equals to 9b plus 5. Now if I subtract them, so we have x minus y equals to 9a minus b minus 1. Now divide this thing by 9. So we can divide it individually by 9. So this gives us 0 and as remainder, and it gives us minus 1. So the final remainder is minus 1. negative remainder minus 1 says positive remainder equals to 8, and so the correct answer is 8 here. So there is a misprint. So the correct answer is 8. Next question is, find the remainder when 13 raised to 14 raised to 15 is divided by 7. So just focus on this 13. If you divide this 13 by 7, you get remainder as 6 or minus 1. So we can rewrite this thing as minus 1 raised to 14 raised to 15. Now what is 14 raised to 15? It is a even number. So this thing will give us 1 by 7. So the final answer is 1. Next is, a number when divided by 48 leaves a remainder of 31. So that number is 48a plus 31. So this n equals to this thing. Find the remainder if the same number is divided by 24. So you divide each part individually by 24. This will give you remainder as 0, and this will give you remainder as 7. That is option number B. Next is, what is the remainder when 98 raised to 100 plus 100 raised to 100 is divided by 99? So if I divide it individually by 99, so this thing will give us minus 1 raised to 100, and this thing will give us 1 raised to 100. That is 1 plus 1 divided by 99, that is 2 by 99. So the answer is 2. Next is, find the remainder when 7 raised to 900 minus 908 is divided by 8. So you divide each part individually by 8. So you divide this thing by 8 and this thing by 8. So if I divide 908 by 8, what is the remainder that you'll get? 8 1 ja 8, 8 1 ja 8, 8 3 ja 24. So 4 is the remainder that we are getting. Here if I divide 7 by 8, we are getting 7 as remainder or minus 1 as remainder. So this thing changes to minus 1 raised to 900 minus 4, that is 1 minus 4 by 8, that is minus 3 by 8. Minus 3 negative remainder will give us positive remainder as 5. So the answer is option number 3, which is 5. Next is, what is the remainder when 15 raised to 23 plus 23 raised to 23 is divided by 19? So if you divide 15 by 19, you get remainder as 15 or negative remainder will be minus 4. So we can rewrite this thing as minus 4 raised to 23. If you divide 23 by 19, you will get plus 4 raised to 23. So it is minus of 4 raised to 23 plus 4 raised to 23, that is 0 divided by 19. That gives you answer as 0. Next is, when a number is successively divided by 6, 5 and 4, it leaves remainder of 4, 3 and 2 respectively. Find the greatest such 4-digit number. So if it is divided by 6, it leaves remainder of 4. That means this n is equal to 6a plus 4. Then when it is successively divided by 5, that is a equals to 5b plus 3. When it is divided by 4, it leaves remainder of 2. That means b equals to 4c plus 2. Now start replacing them here. So a equals to 20c plus 10 plus 3. That is 20c plus 13. Replace it in this one. So we have n equals to 120c plus 91 plus 4. That is 120c plus 95. Now it is asking find the greatest such 4-digit number. So it is a general form of n. Now if I keep changing the c, we'll get all 4-digit numbers. Now the largest 4-digit number is 9999. So divide 9999 by 120. So you have 8, 399, that is 3, that is 39. So we have 120 into 83, which will be equal to 9999 minus 39, that is 9960. So 9960 plus 95, if I do, it will be a 5-digit number. So we cannot take 9960. What we'll do, we'll subtract 120 from here and we'll have 9840. That is, C will take 82. So the number is 9840 plus 95, that is 5. 9 plus 4, 13. 8 plus 1, 9. That is 9935. So the answer is 9935. 9935 is the greatest 4-digit number, which when divided by 6, 5 and 4 successively will leave remainder of 4, 3 and 2 respectively. Next question is, the LCM of the fractions 2 by 15, 3 by 5 and 4 by 25 is how many times their HCF? So let's first calculate LCM. LCM will be equal to LCM of 2, 3 and 4 divided by HCF of 15, 5 and 25. So this is 12 and here we have 5. So LCM is 12 by 5. Now what about HCF? HCF will be HCF of 2, 3, 4 upon LCM of 15, 5 and 25. So this is 1 by 75. Now it is asking LCM of the fraction is how many times their HCF. That is 12 by 5 is equal to 1 by 75 into x. So x we need to find out. So x is equal to 75 into 12 by 5, that is 15, that is 180. So LCM is 180 times of their HCF. Next question is, 6 bells commence tolling together and toll at intervals of 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10 and 12 seconds. In 30 minutes, how many times do they toll together? So first we need to find out after how many seconds they all will sound together, right? So we need to find LCM of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. So this is 2, this is 2 square, this is 2 into 3, this is 2 cube, 2 into 5 and 2 square into 3. So LCM will be highest powers, that is 2 cube into 3 into 5, that is 120 seconds. So after 120 seconds they all will sound together, after every 120 seconds. So 30 minutes is what? 30 minutes is 30 into 60 seconds divided by 120. So 0 and 0, 2 and 15. So the answer is 15 times. Now we should also consider the starting thing as well, because they are asking how many times do they toll together in 30 minutes. So the starting point, that is at 0 seconds, they all will sound together and then they'll sound for 15 times till 30 minutes. So the answer should be 16. So this is something which is confusing. So make sure that you are marking the right thing and you read question properly. Next is the greatest possible length which can be used to measure exactly the length 7, 3, 85, 12 meter 95 centimeter is. So first let's convert them into centimeters. So we have 700 centimeter, then we have 385 centimeter, then we have 1295 centimeter. So the question is the greatest possible length which can be used to measure exactly all of it. So we are looking at a number which can divide all of it, right? Greatest number which can divide all of it, that is we are looking at HCF. Now 35 and 42 are 7 into 5 and 7 into 6. Here we can see that it is 7 into 5 square into 2. What about this thing? It is 5 into 5, 7 is 35 and 5, 5 is 25. Sorry, 5, 7 is 35. So it is 5 into 11 into 7. So this goes out, this we do not know still, because we need to check whether this thing has 7 or not. So let's divide this number by 7. So we have 7 into 1, 59, that is 7 8 is 56 and 7 5 is 35. So we have 7 as one of the element of HCF. So if I write HCF will be equal to 7 into something. Now 7 has to be there, so we cannot have 15 and 25. Now if you see 5 is here and 5 is also here. Here also 185 will give us at least 1 5. So we'll also have 1 5. So this ignores or eliminates 42. So the answer is 35 centimeter. Next is, three numbers are in the ratio of 3:4:5 and their LCM is 2400. Their HCF is. So these numbers are 3:4:5. That means we can assume these numbers as 3x, 4x and 5x. Now their LCM is 2400. LCM of these numbers will be equal to 3 into 4 into 5 into x, because x is common in all three of them. So that is equal to 2400. So you divide it, so it is 800. Then it is let's divide together by 5 into 4, that is 20. So 0 cancels out and this becomes 4. So x equals to 4. So the HCF is nothing but let me just check it again. 3 into 4 into 5 into x is equal to 2400, 480. Sorry, x equals to 40. So x equals to 40. So HCF is 40, because HCF is what? HCF is nothing but this x, which is common in all three of them. The product of two numbers is 20, 28 and their HCF is 13. The number of such pairs is. So if HCF is 13, that means these numbers are 13a and 13b, where a and b are co-prime. Now product of these numbers, that is 13 into a into b, equals to 2028. Let's divide them. So 13 1 13, 13 5 65, 13 6 78, and divide by this as well. So 13 1 13, 13 2 26. So we have a into b equals to 12. Now a and b are co-prime. So how many pairs we can make? So the first pair can be 1 and 12. Now 12 is what? 12 is 2 square into 3. Second pair can be 2 square or 4 comma 3. Is there any other pair you can make? You cannot make any pair, because you need to send this complete thing to either A or B. Since it is not ordered and it is unordered pair, because it is not written anything. So the number of pairs will be 2. So it will be either 1 and 12 or it is 4 and 3. So that completes this session, and there are 20 questions. There were 20 questions which I solved, and I hope that you were able to solve these questions. And if not, after going through the solutions, you might now be able in a position that you will be able to solve questions in future if you get in any kind of exams or anything. So that's it for this session, and keep asking, keep sharing, keep learning. Enjoy your day, and please do subscribe to our channel. Thank you guys.